without me. He'll put triplets on hold, nigga, all three. You'll get cooked in the field tryna raw beef. Hit M&M's for the least and they was all sweet. You know them hard-headed bitches is the worst girls. I be making demons out of church girls. My baby mama out in China yelling third world. See a nigga in these diamonds and get wet pearl. You little niggas wasn't born when I bought these. Y'all was playing board games, having fake cheese. You gotta say 100 P's or you talk cheap. Niggas really in the field, so he bought cleats. I might sip a margarita with the Marnie on.
What song is this?
I think it's called On Hold. It's out on Neff's new album, Forever the Pharaoh, which just came out like last week or something.
Nice.
It's been actually a really good couple of weeks for music, or for the Bay at least, I should say. You know, like Laresco just dropped an album, Rex Life Raj just dropped an album, Neff just dropped an album.
I never listened to Rex Life.
He's one of my favorite like artists probably ever.
Really dope.
He's so good. This album that he just made is so good too. I'm really liking it. It's called California Poppy 3. He has like a whole series of them. And this one, it's cool because it's like California Poppy's like usually his like more singier songs, not his rappy songs, but he kind of did both of them this time. From what I've listened to so far, I've only made it like through half of the album, but I'm digging it. I'm fucking with it. I like it a lot.
I feel like right now we're going through a different period of like music in general because you know, things, the generations change and the music is changing and they're seeing like what is streaming, like what the streams are at the top.
Yeah.
Like, did you like hear Drake's new album?
I'm honestly gonna be really rude here and say that I'm not a very big Drake fan, so I never really listened to it.
I'm not. Album. I used to love Drake a lot. Like that.
I liked him when I was in like middle school and early high school, but I was not a fan once like Take Care came out. I was like, For me, it was like 2011 to like 2017 or really?
When I was going. Really, everyone, because like the album.
I guess that's true. I just don't expect you to be like a Drake fan. You don't really give me Drake fan vibes, you know.
I mean, I'm not the typical. I guess not a typical Drake, but like I like. You know, that's everyone listened to Drake in college. That was the thing.
Yeah, definitely.
In high school, Drake had some really cool, like, you know, stuff out there. But as I got older, his music just wasn't for me anymore. It was more for like the younger crowd. It was like different.
I think that's fine though. You know, you like evolve, and I think that's okay. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say Drake is like a bad artist because he always comes out with at least a couple good songs on his albums. I just think that
his writers are really good.
Yeah, I mean that's
whoever writes
a little bit of that is true. Not all of that's bad, but you know, I feel like it's like I don't know. He's such a big artist. He's the biggest artist. Probably
I mean,
this
he's
generation.
Probably one of our, like you said, like the biggest artists of our generation, and he's a business person. Like he knows how to market his stuff. Like but the thing that Drake does really well that other artists that are not on his level. Can at top is that he knows how to find whoever is hot at the moment and puts them on a song. Yeah, or he knows how to ride their wave. Like and then he brings them and incorporates it into him, and then he knows how to like market that out, and he does good. I mean, like people love. I have friends that are like my age and stuff that still love like Drake. They go to like his shows.
People
and stuff.
Still love
people
Drake.
Still like. I mean, obviously still love. But I saw like on social media like people like 30-year-olds and like this one's for all the dog. I'm like, bro, just leave it, give it alone.
Chill, dog.
Let it rest. Yeah. We're old dogs.
Have you seen Joe Budden and them going back and forth?
Yeah, that's what that too was like. When that was going on, that reminded me of like just how when you first get into Drake a long time ago and the whole history with him, Joe Budden, like how that everything, like how he was able to. Joe Budden has this crop of people that he kind of like got people interested into. Like he started the way for other artists to come after him. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Drake says as much, you know, he's definitely said it. But you know, once you kind of like do a different thing and pivot in, people are always going to have their opinions. But what have we been on? I mean, we've been really busy. We've both been doing things. You've been doing things for Afty and the crew. Yeah, I've been trying to work with F-Stuff or trying to do some media stuff with them and just being there recording and putting things together. And then I just been going to a lot of shows and just recording for people and trying to just send stuff out. My buddy had a show at Brick and Mortar, never been. So I went and it was a very light crowd, very light show, but it was cool. Yeah. It was things I didn't experience. They were like, they consider themselves like noise music, like a punk noise,
like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's really fun. But like they had the headliner was from the UK, and then there's a band from Canada, And so I didn't take anything of the band from Canada, but I did it from the main headliner, and I sent them some videos and stuff, and then you like put them up on their page, and it was pretty cool.
That's fire. Hell
Just to see like my work, you know, get put out there, and the people liked it, enjoyed it, and I feel like it came out really good quality, and you know, but at the end of the day, they were just all they said was like, "Cool, thanks," and that was it. And, move on. But it was fun. It was worth
that. Is the little how it goes.
The little thrill.
Do you ever like get those moments sometimes, like where you're taking pictures of someone and they make like their profile picture like a picture you took, and you're like, "Heh, that's me."
Yeah, definitely. I like that. I love like when people like appreciate, like I feel like, oh, I actually did something good, because most of the time, like as a creative and as like someone that does, you doing like photos or videos and stuff, you never feel like that was the best work. You never feel like it's that great.
Yeah.
And then other people tell you like it's so good and stuff, and you're just like, but why?
What
like,
the fuck? Yeah, no.
And then they put it up as a profile stuff, and our profile pic, like the pic that Frosty has up. That's the one I took of him.
Oh, is it really? I didn't even know that. That's funny. I was just talking to that with a friend actually last night. We were at a list. It was kind of cool. It was a listening party in Oakland, and it was for a Brent Faiyaz album. But like Brent Faiyaz wasn't there. They just played one of his older albums, and it, like we just listened to it front to back. It was like a cool experience. But so I was talking with my friend while it was going on, and he makes music as well. And I was kind of just like, hey, don't you ever feel like as an artist, like sometimes like you'll make something and you super love it, but people around you are like, yeah, cool, whatever, like not really that interested. And then there's some things you like make and you're like, man, I really did not like how this came out. I don't like this at all. And your friends are just like, oh my God, like it's so fucking good. This is so cool. Like blah, blah, blah.
People love it.
Yeah. And you're like, wait, what the fuck? Like
it's art or things you do is so subjective sometimes. But you know how you say you went to that listening party, so like how I work at the bar and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I played Drake's album at the bar one night.
You front to back did?
I just played the whole thing.
I think that's a sound choice though, you know, like people aren't really gonna complain. They're like, okay, it's Drake. Like whatever.
I just wanted to see what people's reactions were. And then I'm working, so I forget. Yeah. And it's just playing over and over. And plus like the person I work with likes Drake, so I just played it out. And so I don't know. It's just funny how you say that. But I want to kind of like try to incorporate something like that more. Like as I work there, I would love to play like an album, have like an album thing like that, just play it from front to back. And I think I'm going like towards more like what you said is like I'm getting away from listening from a lot of mainstream stuff. I really don't know. I'm out of the loop on a lot of the mainstream stuff now, except for like the super popular stuff like Sexy Red and stuff like that. Yeah, everyone knows like those songs, but like all the other like the top 50 whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad these days too.
But I've been listening to a lot of local artists, and I'm trying to support more local artists as much as I can. So when I'm at the bar, when I'm playing music, I'll play a lot of local artist stuff.
That's cool.
And I'll throw it in there.
Yeah.
And just to see if people mess with it. Yeah. So I'll mix it up. And I play a lot of, obviously I play a lot of like early 2000s.
Oh, I thought you were about to be like, I play a lot of Fresno artists.
No. I play a lot of like, honestly, at the bar, I play a lot of 90s hip hop, a lot of 90s New York. I play a lot of early 2000s and mid 2000s. And I play a lot of like Southern hip hop, like Houston, Memphis.
So what you're telling me is you were going all over the place.
Yeah, that's usually what I play mostly. But then I always sprinkle in like the new stuff. I don't really play that much of the new stuff because I don't know it.
Yeah.
But I'll sprinkle in like local artists that I like. And I put them in the rotation out there, even though there's might be like 4 people at the bar, chilling. But I was just like,
I mean, 4 new people to listen is still, appreciated and nice. What the fuck?
Just keep putting it out there, and then I play Larry June a lot.
There you go.
People like really know like Larry June, like even the techies like fuck with Larry June.
I feel like Larry June is like probably one of the biggest artists out of San Francisco, like right now. It'd be like him and 24K Golden, honestly.
I could tell like how much of an impact just by playing it, because I'll play it during like a happy hour when it's all filled with all techies, and then I'll play like a Larry June song, and they're like, they know what's up.
Everyone's playing it, yeah.
So they know what's up and they know what's going on, and like I'm like, oh cool. So now I just gauge it that way. But what have you been up to?
I'm honestly just trying to like patch things up for the rest of the year, and then like getting ready for everything next year. So I've been pretty all over the place. I've been doing a lot of shoots. I've been trying to talk to a lot of people to like, I don't really know how to explain this. Like, it's really annoying, honestly. It's like networking, but for clothes, where it's like, like you want like as many people to see it, right? But like sometimes you have to like go to someone and be like, yo, like help me get this like in this music video or in front of this person to make this happen. So I've been doing a lot of that recently, and it's working, but you know, it's a slow process. It's an annoying process. I'm not like the biggest fan of like trying to like network and talk with everyone, you know. I just kind of want to like make the clothes and then just be like, here it is. But I understand that's like a huge part of it, you know.
I feel like your networking game is fucking top tier though.
Yeah, I think I learned that through Rebel U. You know what I mean? Like once you meet like a few hundred artists, you're starting to be like, oh, okay, you know this person and this person. Let me talk to this person. If I do this for you, you do this for me. You know, like it's kind of all big favors and helping each other out. You know, like rub your back, I rub your back kind of thing.
Do you know, like for you, like I'm starting to learn that when I'm out there doing stuff or trying to, you know, meet new people and like seeing if I could work with them and stuff. Like, do you know when you become like too sales pitchy and you like try to step back from that?
I think that's honestly where I kind of am even a little lacking at, because I'll bring up something really small. I usually just say like, hey, like it'd be really cool if we did a shoot, or, you know, I'll leave it as something really small. And then if they give me a yes, it's over. Like I won't say anything about it again. If they say like, oh, you know, we'll see about it, again, still not going to say anything about it. I try not to like pressure anyone. You know what I mean? Like, if you're like going down someone's throat and being like, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do this, I feel like you're like kind of running them away. You know what I mean? You
no, I hear that.
Yeah, I feel like floating an idea is better, because you don't really want to like, you want the person to feel like they're making the choice rather than you're making a choice for them.
I have like these two people in my DMs on my like media Instagram page, and they're constantly hitting me up like periodically about wanting me to buy their product, what they're selling. Oh, and so I came first. They were sound very friendly, so I don't like ever like, I'm too nice. I could have just said like no at the beginning and just or ignored it, but I was like, you know, I'll see what's up, you know. Yeah. But that's the Bay Area way of saying like, nah, probably not. Yeah. But like, definitely. I was just like, well, I'll see. Maybe at the time I wasn't ready feeling it. Can I ask because I had reached out prior to this person, but like when I reached out at the beginning of the year or like last year, they were like, I'm too busy, blah blah. So I left it at that, and then they hit me up out of nowhere, like 6 months later, and I was like, oh, they probably really need.
They need some sales now.
No, they probably need something. Yeah. And so like, I'm just like, oh, well, I don't want to do it right now. Like I'm
Are they like, do you know if they're specifically like talking to you in the DMs? Because sometimes there's this thing that a lot of artists do, and I'll say I do it myself too. Is like,
they send a mass thing?
Yeah, you'll send a mass text, and you won't even make it specific. Like I'll be trying to be really nice and polite, but I'm also not looking for you to respond. You don't have to respond, but I'll be like, hey, hope you're doing well. Like here's this thing I'm doing. I'd really appreciate it if you like shared, or if you like looked at it and bought it or whatever.
Oh no, this person was like, oh, I remember, didn't you reach out to me about blah blah blah?
Oh yeah, and so that's a little like, different. Oh yeah, that's a little, that gets kind of scary.
Yeah, but sometimes. Like they had reached out, and I was like, maybe in a little bit, and then they reached out again, and then they just reached out like not that long ago, and I just didn't reply back. Yeah, but I'm like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I'm just like, I don't like want it right now, and if I did, I'll reach out to you about it. Yeah, and that's where it becomes too sales pitchy, where it's like if it gets to a point where like I probably just won't do it then.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I do, I'll do it with someone else that does the same thing, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I get weird vibed out. When I'm weirded out, I don't.
You definitely push them away, yeah.
I'm not, nah, fuck that.
I had this dude one time who used to do kind of, not something exactly the same. He wouldn't like, I don't think it was direct, but he would say like, you know, he'd do one of those things that I'm talking about where he would like DM me, but he would do it constantly. And it became this thing where he was like, I remember I'd be like, oh, like, you know, like I don't really have the money right now. Like maybe like next paycheck, like it's good. And so he started hitting me up on Fridays, and he'd be like, yo, you got your paycheck today, right? Like, isn't it like a payday?
What was it for?
I'm not going to say what it was. Oh, okay. I don't give it away. But it was like a product. It was like a product that this person was trying to sell me. And I had bought something from them before, but not to be rude, but I just wasn't really a fan of it. Once I got it, I was like, oh, you know, like I didn't really think this was really worth my money, so I didn't want to get another one. But they kept hitting me up and being like, yo, like you have to do this because it's like the next thing, like blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't want to be rude, but like at the same time, like I just stop. Like, I don't want this.
Did you tell them?
Yeah, I eventually told them. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I really just wasn't really interested in what I got the first time, which isn't their fault. Like, they're learning and they're growing.
Yeah.
So I'm not like trying to like shit on them or anything. It's just one of those things where it's like you're sales pitching me too much, bro. Like, chill out.
Yeah, and then and in situations like that, I'm not saying in my situation, but like situation yours.
Yeah.
You know, it would be, if you want to have a more of a customer base or a loyal customer base, because it doesn't take a lot to make something if you have loyal customer base where you have like, if you try to reach too many people, you're not going to get what you want.
Yeah.
But if you have a smaller like level of people that are just, they fuck with you 100%.
Yeah.
They will ride with you. And in that situation, sometimes you have to like get feedback from them, see what they like, see what they didn't like. Maybe sometimes you send them something, or
that's
know,
100% the truth.
where you just like you get them that way, where you like, oh, actually they actually genuinely care about they're just not trying to get money from me.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's like a big thing too, is like, I forget who I was talking about this with, but some people, like, have you ever noticed like some people will like do promo for themselves, but they always do it in the same way, kind of like they do the same thing where it's like they'll post up like their Spotify page or their Amazon link or their website or whatever, and it'll just be like a picture of whatever they're selling or their song or whatever it is. But then there's people like Stunnaman, who's like they're posting every day, right? And they're still posting the same thing, but they're like in a different place and they're doing it a different way, and they're like kind of changing up the vibe each time. Yeah, I'm like,
unique in their way.
Yeah, I feel like that's what like more people like need to kind of understand, is like you can't like do the same thing every time and expect the same result. Keep doing it, but switch it up a little bit, so people aren't like, don't post the same clip 10 times.
I see people that are trying to follow in Sentiment way, the way he markets himself, and it just comes off so disingenuous.
Exactly.
And I know they're good people, but I think they need to work what's best for them, because because it works,
you gotta find your own flavor for it.
But people are literally just ripping.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't do that Soulja Boy shit, bar for bar, flow for flow. Like, you can't do that shit.
You have to.
You can see it and then like kind of work it your own way. You know what I mean? Do a remix.
Imagine if you started doing that, like, that way. Like, so you think
I started day one, blah 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 blah. Yeah. That'd be kind of insane.
Like doing your own, like, your challenge that way, but like, it would be kind of funny, honestly.
It would be kind of funny. I just think, you have to put your own spin on it, though. You know what I mean? You can't do the same exact shit, because then you're stuck in the same spot.
But it just goes to show that marketing should be different for everyone's different. Like, your audience is different. Like,
yeah.
If you're trying to build an audience, you do it in your own way, because if you're doing it some way and you're trying to copy someone else and you're not liking it, and you're gonna get stuck doing it that way because that will work. That's what worked. You're gonna hate what you do.
Yeah,
right? Eventually,
you might get stuck like that. I feel like that's something that you shouldn't get stuck on, though. If something is working for you, I would say ride it. If you don't like it anymore, though,
that's when you make that change.
Yeah, that's when you should probably be like, like, this was working for a minute, but I can't keep it going.
Has something worked for you in the past where you try it now and it's like, nah, it doesn't work for me anymore?
Literally Rebel U. Well, I don't know if it doesn't work for me anymore, but like I it's so taxing to me mentally.
It burned you out.
Yeah. And I hate when people still bring it up. Not like bring it up in like a bad way. Like, no one's ever came up to me and been like, I didn't like this. But like, people come up to me and like try to like relive that moment where they're like, oh, like, let's do a Rebel U thing, like blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't want to do that right now. Like, I'm so burnt out off of that. Like, I have such a sour taste in my mouth. And I loved like what that brought, because I feel like, I think it put me on the map. That's how we met. Like, that's how how I met like a lot of people.
That's how I came across.
Yeah. And I think it was a great thing. I'm not trying to shit on it at all, but like now, like, it's just like, that's just not where I am. And I don't really want to be known as like the person who's like I don't want to be like a NorCal Next Up or like a whatever, where it's like, oh, I'm a hub for artists to come to it. I'd rather it be like, oh, I make good clothes. And I work with a lot of artists, like we make music videos together, or we do et cetera, but I don't want to be like the music guy. You know what I mean?
Have you ever thought about passing it off to someone like Shy or something?
I'd be super down, but I don't think anyone really knows like what that took. I think the only person that would know like the things that take are the same people who are already making their own platforms for it. Like, I'm not saying it's exactly like Thizzler, but like a Thizzler-esque platform.
Oh, for
you know
sure.
what I mean? So like people are already like spinning off that and making their own like flavors of that, and that's totally cool. And I'd be down to pass it to someone, but I feel like someone would see exactly what I do for it, and then they'd be like,
The work is hard. Yeah,
they'd be like, oh, this fucking sucks, and then it's gonna be like, yeah, you get what the fuck I have to do, you know? You gotta wait on artists all day, you gotta give up weekends, you gotta fucking chill out all day. You know how artists are too, like you'll be like, oh, like we're supposed to meet up at 3, and then 3 comes, and then they're like, oh, I'm 10 minutes away, and then an hour passes, and then they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm 15 more minutes away, like just traffic, and then like 3 more hours pass, and then they're like, yo, I'm right outside, and it's like, dog, I just spent my whole day waiting for you, like I have things to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't even like think about how much time I probably wasted waiting for artists like all day to come and just chill out.
And how long did you do it for?
The Rebel U,
Yeah.
like I probably did it
consistently
for like 6 or 7 months, I think. Yeah, because I would do like anywhere from 1 to like 6 people a week. So damn. Yeah, it was a lot. And I remember literally being like telling people, I remember Frosty too, for like my brain started just like going away, because he'd be like, we're supposed to hang out today. I'm like, we are? And he'd be like, yeah, we made plans like 2 weeks ago. And I'd be like, can we hang out at my house and wait for this person to show up? Because, like, I already set something up. And he'd be pissed, but he'd also just be like, whatever, I get this is, like, something you want to do. So, like, let's just hang out.
That's a bro right there. That's a
yeah,
friend.
for real. Very good friend
one.
right there. But, you know, that's, like, what it takes sometimes. Sometimes you're just going to be fucking annoyed and, like, chilling out. Even now, sometimes it's, like, setting up shoots with people. It's, like, fun to do the shoot, but, like, waiting for people or like getting it to go like at the right time, you know. There's always like fucking miscommunications or rescheduling or whatever.
Yeah, that's the hardest part, is like having to deal with someone else's schedule.
Yeah.
When you have your like, especially when it's not a paid thing, you know. So it's like you're working on it for the art of it, and you know you're getting something from it, they're getting something from it. Mm-hmm. But it's different when it's actual paid shoot, where it's like time is of the essence. If you don't show up, you're not going to get paid for it, or like they're wasting someone's money. Like,
for real.
Because if you're having to pay the photographer to do it for you, and you don't go to that, I mean,
have you ever
like,
do you
how the fuck
actually,
they're never going to want to work with you again?
Yeah.
Or vice versa, of like you're paying the model to show up to do something, and the model doesn't come, and you're just like, no, why? I'm not going to pay you for that, you know, blah, blah, blah. So it's a different dynamic when you get to that level, which you are going to eventually get to that point.
Yeah.
And so right now it's like, it's like you're seeing it where like you're seeing for like what you don't want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's like you're learning like that process of it, which it fucking sucks sometimes.
Yeah, I know. But that's like part of it too, you know, like you still have to be like friendly with a lot of these people. Like it's sometimes I understand, you know, like scheduling problems happen all the time. Look at us right now. Like we're always having problems trying to schedule stuff.
I mean, we met twice already to try to do a podcast, and we still didn't get one done.
Yeah, didn't get shit done.
Because we were
fucking up,
going through the motions.
Yeah, no, but that's.
But I was burned out. You're burned out.
Like, yeah, exactly. Fuck, where was I just going with that? I had something to say.
Shit, my bad.
No, it's okay. It wasn't your fault. Where the fuck was I going? Oh, it's like you still like, you know, like sometimes scheduling just doesn't work, but it's like sometimes it happens like 3 or 4 times, and you're like, damn, like I really want to work with this artist, but like this keeps happening. So it's like it's leaving a bad taste in my mouth. Like now we've done this shoot, and now I'm like, I don't know if I'd really be that down to work with you again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't want to burn bridges.
Yeah, exactly. You always want to be like super nice about everything. And that's I mean, sometimes that's a tough thing, you know, like you can't exactly be nice about everything, but you can sure try and show the other cheek.
Yeah. Don't ever, if you commit to something, commit to it. And if you can't do it, just, you got to be open and honest with it. Cause like, even though you might do it to someone now, and it might seem like non-significant. How do you fucking say it? Insignificant. I don't know. I can't say the fucking word. Insignificant. If it might seem like it's not that big of a deal now, because you know no one's getting paid for it, or you know
down the line
they might not be someone like well known or whatever. Mm-hmm. But if you continue that behavior and you get to a point where it's like actually like something pivotal, like moment for you, and you acting the same fucking fool.
Yeah,
you might mess up your opportunity.
Yeah, it might be messing up on errands. I remember, I won't even say names on this either, but like there's like a dude like way back in the day, because I was pitching the Rebel Youth thing to everyone, because I was going to random people's DMs that I did not know, and I was being like, hey, I have this idea, I'd like you to be a part of it, like, and then I would, you know, spill the whole thing. And there was this dude one time, and he was asking for my address because he did want to show up, so I told him. And I guess he Googled it, and he was like, yeah, like, you live in the ghetto. Like, I don't really want to come. Like, I have, like, a really nice car. Like, someone will probably bip me, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, you can take the BART. Like, it's 10 minutes away. Like, no one's ever been bipped, like, while I've been here. And people have driven here before. Like, I don't think you have anything to worry about. And he never responded to me. And then, so I had, like, been double, triple messaging him. And he was, like, at first he was down. And then, you know, it was like the day of, and I was like, hey, like, are you still coming this day? And he like didn't respond to me all day. And then like he responded, and he was like, yeah, I don't really want to go because I think it's a really sketchy area that you live in.
Why wait till last minute to tell you?
Yeah, no. And I was like, okay. So I kind of like left a laughing emoji on it, like just joking at him. And now like, you know, once that started blowing up, he was like, yo, like, can I come by? And I was like, why would I want you on this now? Like,
did you tell him that, or you left it?
I was
like,
good. What business do we have with each other now? Like, you fucked up the fucking thing already. You could have just told me like, hey, I don't really want to be part of this, and it'd be totally fine, and I'd be like, okay, cool. But you like wasted a day for me, like just chilling.
But now they saw they could get something from it now. Then they're like,
once they saw us popping, they were all like, oh, what's up? And it's like, well, yeah,
those are the type of people that are like, yeah, you're not ever gonna get anything. Without like, you know, you're not ever gonna get anything from me ever again. You know?
Yeah, I just don't understand it, because it's like we're both up and coming people. You know, like we have so much to gain from each other by just working together. You know, like us making a podcast together. You just randomly hit me up about that. Like the worst I could have said was no. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
You know, but like it's also like, what if I was a complete asshole and I was like, there's no fucking way I'd ever do a fucking podcast with you?
I would have been like, all right.
Yeah. But then imagine like, you know, like you go up to XYZ, go up to Taheen or Cam or someone, you're like, hey, would you be down to do a podcast? And now you guys have like this super popular podcast, and I'm like coming back and I'm like, hey, like, could you do an interview for me? Like, blah, blah, blah.
Well, so if we ever like blow up that big and this one person comes in, I'm I have one person on my mind already.
Really?
For sure.
Oh, damn, you got to tell me after this.
I will.
Is it still lasts for the 30, right? Or do we have to?
No, it still goes.
Oh, okay, swag. That's fire.
Yeah, so this is I upgraded the camera. So that's one thing we did. We upgraded the camera.
Gang, Lumix gang.
Yeah, so we got that 4K crispy on there.
You've been upgrading a bunch of stuff though too. What else did you get? You got this new mic on here too.
Mm-hmm.
What else did you get? You got like some other camera, didn't you? Or
no, that was I got a DJI Action 4. Looks like a GoPro.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little GoPro. That I like that a lot. I've been, so what I do is like I just I clip it onto my bag or my backpack when I'm walking downtown or when I'm walking anywhere. When I'm taking photos, just to capture,
get a little BTS for it on
top
behind
of it. This, but I also see so much crazy shit all the time, and I just record it. So I just want to like,
dog. Oh my god,
some crazy shit. Sometimes.
I'm sorry, you totally just reminded me of something. So like, a couple of days ago, Rebel Status was doing like a music video shoot for the homie Griff, and afterwards we're all finished, and we hadn't hung out in like weeks. So we were like, hey, like, let's all go get some dinner together and like just chill out for a second, and then we can go on our way, because we probably won't see each other for a little bit longer again. And so we went to go get Coco Bang over in the TL kind of, if you know where it's at. And we like kind of drove there. So we're like, let's just hang out over here and like eat. So we're in Union Square. We're just, you know, chilling out in a corner and eating. And all of a sudden there's this skater kid, and he's like running for I shouldn't be laughing. It's actually really fucked up. But there's like this skater kid, and he's running for his life. And he's literally being like, I didn't do it. And then there's this Hispanic dude, and he's screaming at him in Spanish. And he has this chancla, and he smacks the shit out of him and knocks his ass out.
Knocks him out?
Knocks him out.
What the fuck?
Literally knocks him out. And then so like, he's like kind of like seizing, you know, like he's kind of like shaking a little. And this dude's like still going. So like, we're like, what the fuck? Like, and we're like, should we stop him? Because like, what did he do? We don't know if he's like, maybe he did something horrible. We were kind of assuming that maybe he bipped his car and he just caught up to him, because he had like all this random shit in his car, in his bag that he dropped. And so like, is this guy like a fucked up guy? Like, what do we do? Like, should we just stand here? And this whole time, like, this dude's just beating the shit out of him. And like,
no one does nothing.
Yeah, we're all just watching. And then finally there's this dude that comes in, like, you know, very Andrew Tate-ish kind of male dude, like tank top, bald head. And he's like, yo, bro, you can't just do that. And then we're all like, oh shit. Like, and then the cops come and like everything's fine.
Did you find out what happened?
No, because
damn,
the dude didn't speak English, so he's trying to talk to the cops in Spanish, and we're like asking people because there are other people watching, and we're like, did you see that guy bip him? Like, did he do something to him? And everyone's just like, I think that was just a homeless guy, and we're like, that's fucked up if it is, but like I want to know like the backstory, because like another dude ran up and he was like, it was him, yeah, he did it to me, like, and it was like, what did he do? Like, we're trying.
He for sure probably saw something.
Yeah, I was like, damn, like
you get knocked the fuck out
for real. And me and Colo and Jared just like, we just gotta mind our business. This is kind of hard to watch.
Sometimes you just gotta mind your business.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not really trying to get fucking smoked over it.
So like, I see crazy shit afterwards when I get out of working, especially on Friday nights when I close down the bar. Like last night, my girl,
like 2 a.m. times.
Yeah, 2 a.m.
Yeah.
You always see, because I work right across from Temple. So last night I was trying to catch a taxi, so I went to Temple to try to catch one. I'm all walking down the street. There's this skinny little girl, and she's just yakking everywhere and fucking crying. And her friend's like, "You'll be all right."
That's so sad.
You'll be all right. I was like, "Damn, girl! Like,
for
how
real.
You that fucked up? Ready to go home?" Like, they're just like, she was. It was vomit everywhere. It was fucking wild. And then I don't know, but usually like at night I go to like Market and like Market and Second right there to go to that McDonald's, and that McDonald's is always wild at night.
Yeah.
But like I take the 5 home because the 5 home drops me off at home. It's the easiest way. But when it doesn't come, or like certain time it doesn't run, so I take the 38. And the 38's so fucking grimy.
Oh yeah.
I see the grimiest shit on there.
The 38 is crazy.
At night, I like, especially at 2 a.m. or later. Oh, it's disgusting.
Have you ever seen? There's like kind of a running. I shouldn't say a running joke, but there's like almost like a running like scary person. It's this there's this lady, and she has like white like powder all over her face, and she usually wears like traditional like Asian clothing, and she rides at 38 at night, or usually really early in the morning. People like talk about her. They call her the powdered lady.
I've never seen.
She's fucking terrifying. Like, I'm so afraid of her. Sometimes she'll randomly scream. Like when you're just.
I was on the phone the other night, and there was just this like homeless Asian lady too that was on there, but she had mental health. She was screaming the entire ride.
That's sad.
She was like, something's on my seat. Who took my blah blah? And everyone's like, what the fuck?
You're like, no one is.
She was on one, but I was like, I don't know. But the 5 is usually pretty chill. The 38 is just so like, I'm trying to sit down and mind my business.
Through like the heart of the TL.
Yeah, but it's fucking wild, you know? It goes straight through the heart, like you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, does the 5 go through the TL though? Not really.
It goes a little, not really. It goes down Market. Well, it's
like cutting the edge. Yeah.
It goes through Market, and then it cuts at 9th, and then it goes through whatever. But like now it's on a detour, so it kind of goes through the cuts a little bit because it goes down Mission, and then it hits up on 9th, and then it's just so grimy right there, and then it goes.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I don't know why they detoured now. I don't know what happened, but yeah, but I kind of want to like take my GoPro and just video the night. But the problem is that you could see a recording on the front, so people are gonna catch me.
Like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Because when I have it on my when I have it like to me, people don't really notice it, so they don't really trip. It's like having your phone out. Like people are gonna, what are you doing? But like I have it right there, so I just have it on me.
Should invest in like have you heard of like those like spy glasses you can wear and just have like a camera?
Well, I have my other camera. I had that pocket one, which is like the really tiny one, and it doesn't look like a camera.
Oh, you're talking about the one with the little
like the little gimbal one.
People would still know that you're fucking recording them.
Yeah,
on that,
but I'm not trying to be like weird, mean or weird about stuff. Like I'm just trying to
you just kind of want like a time lapse of what's
to
inside
see what's happening throughout the night, because it's some fun. I mean, some crazy shit that happens.
For real, there's a lot that
like I remember on the 38. I was trying to go. It was after I was fucking done. I was tired for work, going home like 2 o'clock in the morning. This guy was on there with his cans, fucking with his canned juice all over my shoe. Like I was like, dude, get the fuck off me, please.
For real.
And I was like, there's plenty of seats everywhere else, and you want to fuck come over here and throw your canned juice on me? Like, what the fuck you doing?
Is that the craziest story you have of like a person like trying to interact with you on?
No. One of the craziest stories is probably one of the coolest stories I've had is like,
coolest. Okay.
Like, we're taking 38 late night one time, or I don't know if it was 38 or if it was the L. There was like back then there was like Tarball. I think it's still the same. There was like a late night trade. We're drunk downtown somewhere. Me and my girlfriend coming home, and there was just like this old dude on there that looked like a fucking pirate. And he was just like this raspy voice, and he was just like a really cool dude, and he was just drinking, and he was having a really cool conversation on life. And he's like, I love San Francisco. This is my last day here. I'm going to Oregon.
Oh,
I was like, my friend is dying of cancer. I need to go take care of her. And we're like, oh shit. But like, it was really cool. And he was like, I think we're drinking with them. Like, it was just like,
that's kind of cool.
It was like a really cool,
best,
it was like a really cool experience, but that was a really long time ago. But like, I haven't had anything crazy that happened to me, but I've seen people like argue on there. I've seen people like, arguing with like each other. Hella drunk all the time. I was now on the 38. I was actually on the 5, and there's all these USF college students or whatever, and they fucking were all drunk off some wine, and they just letting their bottles roll throughout the fucking bus, all stupid.
Yeah, that's fucking.
And I'm just like, they're early, young 20s.
Young 20s.
Yeah, shit like that. But like stuff you can't really explain unless you actually go through it, as far as like being on the bus stuff. But there's like times when I'm on it, I'm like, why the fuck am I on the bus? How come I just didn't get a fucking Uber? But then I'm just like, other times I'm like, I love the bus.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just like, I love this shit. That.
I've definitely had some crazy times on buses and BARTs and everything, but I think it's always still nice because it's like I can get pretty much anywhere I want pretty safely, and I don't have to have the responsibility of being the driver, which is kind of nice for me.
I like that.
Yeah. I think I don't know if I've actually told it on the store or on the pod, but the craziest thing that actually happened to me one time, I was on BART, and I usually go on the back of the train after work, and I just smoke weed on the train because no one else is usually on there. But sometimes it turns into like a gross fucking drug den in the back of the cars.
Well, what train?
BART train.
Usually BART?
I'm going from like downtown Berkeley to like over.
Oh, you take the last one?
It's not the last one, but it's a little closer. Oh, the last train. Yeah, I'll take the last train. So there was this one time I was on the very last train, and I was smoking, and this lady gets on at like 12th or 19th or something, and she's like, I hate smokers. And I was like, okay. And mind you, this whole entire train is empty. It's completely empty except for me and now her that just got on. So she comes up and sits right next to me on the train. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what is happening? And then all of a sudden she's like, do you have a lighter? And I was like, yeah. And I like hand her a lighter. And then she starts smoking fucking heroin. Yeah. And I was like, how the fuck are you?
Did you move trains?
Yeah, I immediately was like, I can't.
I'm not trying to get secondhand this shit.
Yeah, what the fuck? So I like just immediately got up and left, and then like, she had like followed me later because she stopped smoking, and she's like, you know how bad smoking weed is for you on the train, right? And I was like, you're smoking heroin.
No,
and she's like, at least it doesn't smell. And I was like, it does. I can smell the foil.
You're addicted. Like, relax.
Yeah. And she's like giving me shit. I was like, what the fuck?
So I used to be a opioid counselor before.
Aren't you still technically?
No.
Oh. Okay.
I haven't done that in a long time.
Okay.
But I'm like a case manager. But I used to be like an opioid counselor at a methadone clinic, and I had this client who was a heroin addict, or not heroin, but opioids, or probably heroin.
Okay.
I forgot which one, but I remember they were like, I can't stand people that smoke marijuana. Marijuana is the worst drug you could do. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like,
ridiculous.
I'm like, dude, you're heroin addict. Like,
yeah, like literally one of the worst of the worst.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, their justification for it was like, yeah, marijuana is the worst. Like, people that smoke weed are the worst. That's the worst drug you can do. I'll never do that drug. And I was like,
that's insane. Don't get me wrong. There's some cringy stoners out there.
For sure. Definitely. They should be fucking at the clinic too. But I remember I was just like, the delusion that people have of like,
for real,
their own, like, to them, to that client in particular, they were like, I didn't, what they did was justifiable. Like, they didn't see no wrong in it.
People do shit like that all the time.
But it was just hella funny. I mean, I'm not judging them. I'm like, hey, do your thing.
Yeah, do your thing. Hey, no shame in the game.
But fuck, that shit was hella funny. I still think about that all the time. But
fucking methadone clinic. No.
Well, the crazy thing happened too. Like we went to see Caliucci, I think last month. Yeah, last month we went to go watch, and so we took the BART to actually.
Was it at Fox?
It was at where the Warriors used to play.
Oh,
the
Oracle.
Old, yeah, the old Oracle, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's still called that. I think maybe it is, but we took the BART over there, and so on the way back, we're like riding back to Daly City because I drove all the way from here to Daly City to get on the Daly City BART to go. It just worked out better because the parking was cheaper.
Gotcha.
At BART. So like we went, and then there's this guy, like this homeless dude, like he was like had like spray cans on him, and he kept like spraying it in the fucking thing.
What do you like in the train?
In the train, like spraying the door.
Oh my god.
And like, and it was like smelling, and he kept opening the doors and standing in between the doors, and then he'll like walk back out and then stand in between the doors. I was like, is he fucking getting high?
I think he's huffing. Yeah,
he was huffing in there.
He's huffing in there.
Yeah, like he kept doing it back and forth, and it was smelling because our seats were literally right next to the door. And so like
sniffing.
I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like I was like, get the fuck out of here. And so we had to deal with this motherfucker for like all the way from I think like 19th Street, Oakland, whatever, or I don't forget. But there was like a stop in Oakland, or maybe West Oakland. From there all the way till like we got to like Powell Station, and he finally hopped off.
That's ridiculous. He's just huffing the whole time.
I don't know what the fuck was going on, but he was spraying in he was just tweaking out hard, and then he would like literally open the thing so the ride was so loud because he would open the door.
Yeah, in between.
And he'd go in between, and people were just like staring at him like, what is he doing? And then I was like waiting for him to spray me with the fucking paint or something.
For real, get you
like,
at some point.
I was like, what is he doing? Like,
people do some wild shit on bar.
I was like, what the fuck?
I've seen someone take a shower on bar before.
A shower?
Beautiful. Yeah, they like got like they got one of these water bottles pretty much, and just in between one of the seats so no one could see them. They got completely naked and literally just.
Oh damn!
I was like, dog, like there are better places to have a shower.
Oh, for sure.
But like, come on.
We're close to park. This shit at park.
For real, you could do this in a park or something. Like Jesus fucking Christ. But,
damn. Yeah. No, I've never seen anything like that crazy. I mean, out here on the Muni, like the regular buses out here. I mean, you see some stuff, but
every once in a while, yeah.
Nothing like too crazy.
Those Muni
just
drivers,
mostly people are just yelling.
Yeah.
Or people yelling. I've been on the bus a lot. Actually, where people are smoking, like especially younger kids, be on the bus and they just be smoking, especially vape, but like vaping a lot. Like vaping is a big now, like especially on there. And then
it's so easy to
smoke,
hide.
like smoking like weed on the bus a lot too because you just vaping it, so you can smell it. But it's not this,
like that.
Yeah, they're not like smoking blunts or anything.
Yeah,
so it's not like super crazy, but you can hide it.
Generation, yeah, exactly.
And they don't care, so it's like
they really don't. It's like it's a different game. I remember like wishing like we could like smoke weed in fucking high school, but like that was like impossible. And now like kids are doing it in the bathroom and in class. And
I knew kids in high school that were doing it off of like go on their lunch break and then come back and they were getting caught.
Yeah, that'd be
people were getting caught though coming back.
I definitely had not like I never got caught, but I definitely had some moments. Yeah, going back and forth. You got to hit the parking lot. Come on now. I was just going in there. I wanted to see if I could get any snacks. And then you come back.
Did you have did your school allowed you to go off campus?
They did, but like,
did you have anything near you to go to?
Kind of. There's one shopping center like right next to us. Had like a Hilberto's, if you know what a Hilberto's is. Yeah. It was like that, and then they had like a pizza shop there. So it was like that was your only choice.
They were so packed with all the kids. And
well, the thing is like not a lot of kids would actually leave because they were like, there's no way I can fucking make it in time. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So there would be like maybe like 3 or 4 kids, but it wouldn't usually be a lot of them.
So like our little town would just be flooded with kids everywhere, just trying to go
anywhere.
People, because we had a McDonald's, and people would try to hit the McDonald's in time. People would try to hit like the little like the pizza places that are all around there. Damn. And you had to like hurry up and do it. Like you had to drive your car. Those ones you couldn't walk fast enough to. You had to like literally drive. And then like we had like a round table, so they had like a buffet.
Damn.
You had like specifically a pizza. They had a buffet, so then you would hit up the buffets real quick.
Damn, a buffet at lunchtime.
Yeah, that was
y'all was living it up in Fresno. Shit,
look at the country. I would literally just go to the gas station because sometimes I wouldn't drive. So
that's kind of a good one.
Well, I didn't drive to my senior year, so but like before then I would go to like this little gas station and get like these either the corn dogs or get like the gas station burritos, and The
You was hitting for it. Did you? You
Those
weren't.
things
You
hit.
never smoked, right? You weren't.
Oh no,
a smoker.
I probably smoked first time I was like 13.
So wait, were you one of those people that, or one of those kids, I should say, that would be like at the gas station and be like, "Yo, here's a couple bucks. Can you buy me something?"
No,
You weren't one of those. How'd you do it then? You had like brothers or sisters that
everyone that I was smoking with probably everyone just always had it. So it's like
interesting.
We never smoked blunt. We always smoked out of like something.
Oh, see, no, we were bougie though. We didn't like that anymore. So we'd be like, we need to get Swisher Sweets.
No, we never. Like the first time I ever smoked was with the blunt. Was with blunt, like with like grape flavored blunts.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was the first time. But everything after that was like you either smoked with the pipe, you smoked with a bong, or you smoked out of a can.
Interesting.
And so those are how I always smoked. And so when I smoked with my friends, when they were like, "Oh, our code word was like, you want to get some pizza?" That's how we would tell each other.
Pizza, bro? Yeah, yeah.
And so it would be like, you want you throw $5 in for pizza, and that was the thing. And so then everyone threw $5 in, and then whoever had it would literally have like something for everyone to smoke out of. So I never had to like
get anything.
Yeah, but I never drank either in high school, so I was never that kid that always trying to get like alcohol at like gas stations, because there's always those kids. Or like,
I never got alcohol in high school, but I was definitely like the kid hanging outside trying to get like a pack for like a couple bucks.
Yeah, and I never smoked cigarettes either, or dipped like chew tobacco. I played baseball, so everyone chewed tobacco.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's always those
big thing, yeah.
Those are always like, those kids are always trying to find someone to get something from. But
those kids are dead now. No, I'm just kidding.
I never. I don't know. So I didn't smoke that much, I guess. I was kind of a blur now, so maybe for like a year steady or something, and then
been out of it for a long time.
And then I got out, and then I tried again, and when I went to college for the first time, and then it was going good for like a little bit, and then it just didn't. I just don't know how to smoke well, and then
you're just too much of a paranoid kind of guy.
Paranoid. It just makes me feel paranoid, and it just makes me feel like I'm hallucinating.
Hallucinating?
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I was
not hallucinating in the way of like, not hallucinating. That's a better word. Like feeling schizophrenic. That's what it felt like.
Oh,
like that.
You're
like
hearing voices, people telling you to kill people.
Not like that.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't
know. Nothing like that crazy. But I just, it wasn't, the experience did not make me ever want to do it more.
That's very interesting. I feel like sometimes I
never feel at peace.
You never feel at peace, even when you're drinking. Or do you feel at peace when you drink?
Oh yeah, everyone, when you're drinking, you feel good. It's a depressant, so everyone like,
true.
It makes you feel good and stuff, but then you feel like shit later.
Yeah, damn. You know, it's hella crazy when I was hanging.
It makes you feel like depression. That's the worst type of fucking hangover, when you're all depressed.
Yeah, that is the worst.
When you're feeling, that's the fucking worst.
Still though, no, I'm just playing. It was crazy because I had like a friend yesterday. It was like just weird how they asked, because they're like, "So how long have you been sober now?" And I was like, Don't say that. But I was like,
make me feel like a degenerate.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Fuck you. Yeah. But
I'm just trying to be healthy, man. God.
I mean, yeah. I just feel like I'm not very responsible with alcohol still, so I should probably chill out until I can be. But it's been a little minute. I think I'm at like 5 months or something.
I mean, you've been doing good. Like you seem a lot more like devoted to your craft. You have time to do things, even though you're hella busy all the time. You still have time to do what you need to do, and you seem happier.
Trying, yeah. It's definitely nicer. It's nicer to like wake up whenever I want and not be drunk. So, bro, I would come here drunk a lot, to be honest with you, like when we were first starting a podcast.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, I was definitely. I'd like take a couple shots before I'd get here. That'd be my life. And I'd come here at like 10 in the morning sometimes.
All loose? Like, yeah. Damn.
No, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely needed to stop, my guy.
Yeah, no.
For a little bit, at least.
I think I'll probably still stop for like until I get to a year. See how I feel after that.
I had someone I knew in high school, or that from back home. I had left, and then I went back home for college, and then I had seen them at like a family bar, like, so not a family bar, but like someone that from the town that owned it. So like everyone from the town would go there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember I'm like, oh, I'm the type of person I want to buy everyone drinks. I'm like, let me buy you something. And he was like, I don't drink, man. I stopped. And I was so like, this is like when I'm like, maybe I was like probably like 23 at the time.
Okay.
And we're both like the same age. So I was like, I couldn't imagine someone young not wanting to drink. And that was the first time that
were you
hit
like
me.
On him about it? Were you like, yeah, man, let me get you a drink. Come on.
No, I was like, I've always been respectful of it because I come from a family of alcoholics. So like when someone says they're not doing it, I'm like, cool. I mean, I'm always for it. I've always been for it before I like started working for it.
Gotcha.
And so I was like, it's good, man. Like, what made you,
stop?
Yeah.
What's
going? He was like, I'm too violent.
Interesting.
When I drink, he's like, it caused too many problems. I was fighting. He was like, I stopped because I pulled a knife out on someone.
Oh shit! Yeah,
and
so
I
that's
was
crazy.
And I was like, but then I talked to someone from back home like recently, and they're like, yeah, he's still doing good. He's off it. He has kids now. He's living a good life. Like
that is really good.
And so he turned his life around. But like I remember he told me, he was like, yeah, I pulled a knife on someone.
Yeah, that's
and I was like,
crazy.
fuck that. Like
I like it. That also makes me be like, damn, am I that bad? Like maybe I should be able to. No, I'm just playing. But I'm like always just like so up in the air about that because I don't feel like I'm a bad drunk. Like I still like to have fun. I'm like loose about it. It's just I like to do it too much, It's like for everything.
That's when it becomes more of an issue, is when you realize like when it takes control of your life in a way where you can't maintain, like that's when it becomes a hindrance to your way of life, and it's really unhealthy. Like drinking alcohol is probably one of the most unhealthy things you could ever do to your body.
Have you ever seen someone like who like never stopped drinking for like 30 or 40 years and like them compared to someone who's like does it like what's the word in moderation?
Yeah, I used to be a substance abuse counselor.
Oh duh, yeah, of course.
I've seen some brutal shit.
Yeah.
Some really bullshit. I've seen young people in their 30s have cirrhosis of their liver.
Shit. Oh, that's terrifying.
Because they're drinking so heavy that I've seen people that have cirrhosis in the liver. I know people that died really young because of it.
Fuck.
And yeah, I can't do that. I have some crazy ass stories about it from my time working at a rehab of just seeing how fucked up people got.
Yeah.
Just how fucked up it fucked like their lives, man. Like how
it's a life.
You think people realize like people think like how bad your life it could get way worse.
Yeah.
It could get way worse real fast.
For real.
And I've seen a lot of like one of the worst things I see about it is that when people have really bad addiction, it doesn't matter if it's alcohol or anything that they came in when I was at the rehab working, is the impact it had on people's family and the relationships.
Yeah, definitely.
Even though they got better and they got sober and they became that good person they once were before, all the other people that were in their life never wanted to be part of their life again.
Yeah.
And that was the saddest part about it, where I was like, fuck. Like I was like, dude, this dude's doing really well. Like I want to help them. Like I know they're gonna turn their life around. And their kids were like, nah, I don't want any part of it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Should have thought about that. Yeah, blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh fuck, that was the sad part. But then they have to come to they have to realize that for themselves. Like, all right, I'm not gonna be able to fix that. I have to continue doing my shit.
Exactly. You still stay sober, like please, because you're gonna fuck it up even more if you don't.
Well, yeah, I mean, there are people like when I worked there, probably I don't know how many people died after they left the program because of their continuance getting back in and various reasons why they passed, from overdose, from failure, like congenital heart disease, or cirrhosis, or just
alcohol poisoning, probably
be in the wrong place, wrong time, from because the drugs and alcohol will put you in a really bad place,
bad spot
where you're chasing it. So like they were like, they got themselves in some issues where they're in the passing. So a lot of that's the reason why I don't get in that field anymore, because that shit took a toll on me.
Yeah, I could only imagine.
Yeah, so no, I've definitely you see someone that's been on it forever that never stopped. It literally changes the physical features of them.
Yeah,
they look so old, and you're like, dude, you're 42. Like, why are you?
For real? Have you ever heard of
how you that fucked up? Like, how you look like that?
Chin blossoms. I think that's what they're called. It's like some people, when you start drinking a lot, they get like these big warts like on their nose or like around their head usually.
I seen them, but I don't know what that was from.
It's from drinking alcohol. I didn't know that, but like it's a huge thing. You can start getting like huge pustules like on your face.
Ooh,
I asked a dude one time, because I worked at an SRO, and like he had like these big things, and I was like, hey, like I'm not trying to be rude, but like, were you born with this? Was this something that came like later in life? Like, how did you, like, what happened? And he was like, oh no, I got this from drinking excessively. And I was just like, I don't want that to happen to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's layers to it. So there's levels to what's people, addictions, where it's like they're doing it where they need to do it to have fun and party and blah blah, get their day going,
or even have a physical function sometimes.
And there's people that are going through it where they're having the shakes because they're waking up and they're shaking, and they have a gallon of fucking next to their bed, and that's the first thing they have to do in the morning, and
drink a gallon of water. Is that what?
No, like a gallon of fucking
alcohol,
like vodka next to the bed. So they not drink the whole gallon, but they need to have it there.
You
so
know
they
what they really do? You know what the
fucking sad and depressing.
The signature alcohol, I feel like, or beer, I should say, for alcoholics.
Fucking Bud Light.
But that's a good one. I was gonna say 211. I feel like
when you get to that point, you're done.
Yeah,
man.
You're done, bro. I have not to expose my brother, but like it was crazy when I lived with him. I remember there'd be moments where like he'd wake up in the middle of the night and he'd have a 211 by his bed, and he would like just drink it, and I'd be like, "We need to get help." Like,
is your brother he chilled out now?
Not really. No. It's funny though, because I feel like I told you about this, but he does this thing. I'm so sorry to my brother if you're listening to this, but he does this thing sometimes where we'll be meeting up with my mom or something, and he'll be like, "Yeah, I don't even really drink anymore." And then he'll take like a shot, or like he'll have a drink while she's there, and he'll be like, yeah, this is all I do. And then he'll like have like 5 or 6 while he's with us. And it's like, Andy, you're saying you're like slowing down on drinking, but like you just had like 5 or 6 glasses.
I had this like coworker. He was a really cool guy when I worked at the pizza place, and he was a manager, and he was a cool dude, but everyone that worked at the pizza place was always getting hammered. And he was like, he had went to rehab before, and he came back, and he was like still drinking, and he was like, "I'm doing better." He was like, "I'm chilling out now, like I'm no longer drinking IPAs, I'm only drinking light beer." And I'm like, okay. Just because you drink fucking 15 light beers doesn't mean it's easier.
That's not really doing anything, bro.
Like, that was the funniest thing though. But he was dead ass serious. He was just like, "No, I'm only drink light beer now." So
that's like the first thing, like when you have something, an addiction like that, like you got to learn to admit it before you can even.
No, this motherfucker was like, "No, I got control of this."
No, it's good.
But he was a really cool dude. He ended up moving to Arizona and shit. But like, he was a good guy. He was a really good guy. I liked him a lot. But you just see it. But especially working in the service industry,
that's like it's place full of alcoholics and drug
degenerates, alcoholics, drug addicts, convicts, everything. Oh, yeah. We got a mix of all. But it's like, that's why I love the place, because working in the service industry, it reminds me a lot of family shit that growing up, but also like
a lot of family drama. Also
working as a substance abuse counselor before, I could just see a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of things.
It like kind of reminds you. You're like, feels like home.
It's like feels like I'm working.
Dysfunctional families.
I thrive in dysfunction. That's my problem.
Yeah, I think most of us do. That's kind of a pretty normal life thing that happens. Trauma and all that. Yeah,
and so you just turn your shit around
and get your life together. What a great way to end the podcast. We're talking about drug addictions and alcoholism.
And I'm not a fucking prude. Like, if you do your thing, do your thing.
Yeah, I smoke weed all day, so don't let me act.
You're California sober.
Holier than thou. Yeah, that's true. I'm very California. So aren't California sober? You can still drink alcohol too, though, can't you?
I don't know. I think it's weed and like DMT. You're allowed.
DMT. I'm allowed DMT.
Or mushrooms.
I have not done DMT.
I talked about sobriety and all that shit too, but I'm like, I'm not sober myself. I still drink and stuff like that, but I don't never done any.
Also, you don't have a problem.
I've never done any hard drugs. No. I don't, but like, I'm getting older and my body feels it more. So like, I understand that like, it's fun and stuff like, but I'm not like, I don't get excessive with it. But I mean,
moderation.
It's not like I'm fucking better than anyone else, just because my body can't handle it.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate where I get extremely bad hangovers, and my body lets me know like for days on end after, if I have like a heavy drinking session, like you can't be doing this. So like, that's what keeps me from going off and doing it all crazy, whereas some people don't get that.
Yeah, I'm one of those people.
And so that's where it's dangerous, where it's like my body was like, nope, you can't, don't be doing this. And I'm like, all right, I'm chilling out.
Totally fine. My body's like, it'll be in the next morning, I'll feel horrible, right? And then it's like, it'll fix this? Another drink. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I could do that.
Yeah, and then you ride into fucking White Dragon.
Yeah. What's that called, though? Something of the hair?
Chasing the dog of the hair.
Chasing the dog of the hair, yeah.
I never understood that fucking analogy.
Me neither. I'm going to be honest with you, I still don't. But... I guess that's what people will be doing.
Well, this is the Cutty Convos.
Ooh, Cutty Convos episode 20, whatever, 29, 30, something.
Till next time.
Till next time. We'll see y'all soon. Gang. Oh, you want to...